If you have someone in your life who always has to be right, there's just no question about it. It is not just annoying. Sometimes it can be downright infuriating. It can be maddening. It can make people feel like, I can't have a relationship with this person. I can't work with them any longer. Or I can't be in a relationship with this person any longer. I can't live with them any longer. I can't stand it. It's driving me absolutely nutty. The number one thing you need to do is to remember you can't take this personally. This personality type, the person who has to always be right, this is a very pervasive personality that this person has developed over many years. It is not specific just to you. Sometimes when we feel really sensitive and someone makes us feel really frustrated, we tell ourselves that we are the only ones that are feeling this way, or we feel this way more than anyone else. No, 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 it doesn't work like that. The always right personality has to be always right with many different people in their life. It is a driving force for them. These people deep down don't feel important, don't feel respected, don't feel praised, and they are hell-bent on getting that in whatever way they can, those morsels of attention and praise, and they are going to not relax until they get it. I think it's helpful to think about this personality type, the always right personality, as if it is a gear in a car. So picture a car, a stick shift that is driving in a particular gear that gets stuck. It is difficult to get it unstuck from that gear. The gear is locked in. That is how rigid some of the thinking is when you have someone who has an always right personality. There is rigidity there, and it is not going to change easily. It is also not about you, and you are not going to serve yourself well to try to change that. That gear needs to get unstuck by their acknowledgement that there's a problem. And the last point that I want to make on this topic is a really important balance between acceptance and taking healthy action. So the acceptance part is to say, I accept that this is the personality type of this person, that I will not be able to change this person's personality type. I accept it. Now, what healthy actions can I take so that it doesn't take a toll on my mental health? One example would be to remove yourself from the situation when you are in conversation and the other person is trying to prove that they are always right. Another simple example is to take a deep breath and actually slowly and gently kind of turn your eyes away from the person if you are with them in their physical company, just so that you have a little bit of a distraction and it doesn't turn into what feels like a face-off. You can always take a break and say, I just need a minute. I think there's a phone call that I need to make, but I'll be right back, and give yourself a moment to try to recalibrate your thoughts. Another point is to try to identify if there's a pattern on the types of topics where this person tends to get triggered the most, their need to be right. Is it sports talk? Is it history talk? Is it talking about the kids? Think about what is it? What are the triggers? An always right personality likes to be right about everything, but there are always a few things that really they care the most about, and you can try to avoid those topics. And another example is to make sure that you have a healthy support network with others that you can confide in about this frustration. If this is someone at work and you have a buddy at work, a friend that you can talk to, try to confide in them. You can express some of the frustrations that you have with someone that you trust so that you get it out. The more that you get it out and you try to find healthy ways to express it and get support and comfort for it, the less likely you are going to be to let them ensnare you, let them hook you into the dramas of the conflicts when they need to be right and you get annoyed. Same thing goes if it's someone in your personal life. If it's someone in your personal life, you have the ability to walk away at certain times. You have the ability to go into another room or to go for a walk. But the point is, do not engage in the tit for tat, the power struggle of always being right, and don't take it personally. But hands down, I do just need to send a shout out to any of you who are dealing with the personality who must always be right, because There's no question. It's frustrating. It gets old, right? It gets really, really, really old. And the final point I'll make is it's not just that it can be frustrating, but if you're talking one on one, it can feel patronizing or humiliating sometimes when the person, whether at work or at home, needs to be right and makes you feel like they always know best and they need to win in that way. It can be frustrating one on one, but sometimes it will happen in a group too. At home, it could be, with a group that is your family. In a social situation, it could be with a group of friends. At work, it could be in a team meeting. But if someone in a group setting needs to always be right and you're on the receiving end of it, it can feel humiliating. It can feel humiliating. It can make you feel really bad and even embarrassed. So my heart goes out to you. I have real compassion and empathy for anyone who's dealing with a personality who has to always be right.